A contentious debate over gender identity and athlete eligibility has erupted at the Olympics. It centres on an Algerian fighter, Iman Khalif, and Taiwan's Lin Yuting. Both are competing in women's boxing, despite being disqualified during last year's World Championships amid scrutiny over testosterone levels. So what are the gender eligibility requirements? The International Boxing Association says these fighters did not undergo testosterone examinations, but separate and recognised tests that are remaining confidential. They were found to have competitive advantages over female rivals, but the International Olympic Committee disputes the credibility of the findings while it's in dispute over the integrity of the IBA. And it is the IOC running boxing at the Games itself rather than the sport. Here in Paris, the IOC repeatedly says if your passport says you are a woman, you can compete in women's sport.
The Algerian boxer was born female, was registered female, lived her life as a female, boxed as a female, has a female passport. This is not a transgender case. I know you're not saying that, but there has been some confusion that somehow it's a man fighting a woman. This is just not the case. Scientifically, on that there is consensus. Scientifically, this is not a man fighting a woman, and I think we need to kind of get that.
The IOC says it's against discriminating on the basis of gender identity or sex variation. But it does back collision sports assessing if it is dangerous for athletes with a certain difference in body weight or muscle mass to compete in the same event. They talk about the relevance of testosterone to athletic performance that could vary from sport to sport. So what is gender testing? At the 1968 Olympics, there were certificates of femininity, but those chromosome-based tests were dropped before the 2000 Sydney Olympics because they were deemed unscientific and unethical. The IOC now says sports should avoid eligibility criteria that may pressure or incentivize athletes to undergo medically unnecessary procedures or treatment that they would not otherwise pursue for their own gender identity, health, or well-being reasons. Athletics is one sport that does require some testosterone testing. One of the most high-profile cases involves former 800 metres world champion Caster Semenya. She's refused to artificially suppress her testosterone to compete still in that event. She has been legally female all her life, but has conditions known as differences in sex development, or DSDs, which cause naturally high testosterone that is typically in the male range. In Paris, Olympic organisers have complained about a lot of misinformation on social media, particularly that is damaging. Some have wrongly conflated this boxing case with transgender athlete eligibility.